The Los Angeles Clippers bounce back in a big way. They defeat the Orlando Magic 96-87, as all of these games are going to mean something for this Clippers team. The Clippers, this was a big game for them because they're trying to avoid that play-in tournament. They're trying to get into the top six, and this 48-minute contest, it lived up to the billing of a big contest for both these teams. This was a big game for both sides, and it was a low-scoring, physical affair. Resembled a postseason type of game as the Clippers and Magic, they battled tooth and nail to a tight finish. However, it was the Clippers offense that did find more shots late. They win by 9 in a game that saw 15 lead changes. So this was a big win for Los Angeles as Kawhi Leonard had 21 points, James Harden had 20. They were combined for 16 for 41 though, but it was Zubac's 18-point and 20 rebound night that helped push the Clippers past the finish line. And of course, Norman Powell, his 21 points helped in a big way. As the Clippers, they leaned on their defense. The Magic were held under 20 points in both the second and third quarter. We've seen these masterful defensive performances by the Clippers in the past, but that was just a clinic in the second and third quarter respectively. I mean, they just stifled Orlando. So the Clippers, they're able to win this game on a night where their offense wasn't chugging along as they would have liked. I mean, they shot it just 43% from the field and 25% from three, but doesn't matter how you win. If it's ugly, if it's pretty, it still counts as a win. And the Clippers, they are able to win this game. Of course, you got to credit their big four, with Powell, Leonard, Harden, and Zubac coming up in a big way with their contributions. We're going to talk about the Clippers in this one. Drop a like on the video and smash the subscribe button for more Clippers content. I've been covering this team a ton, and rightfully so. I mean, I think this team is up to something big. They look good, and this was a very gritty win by the Clippers, who are still on track. They have been red hot. They've now won 11 of their last 14 games, and you take account their only 3 losses. The Thunder, who right now, they may in fact finish the season with 70 wins. The Cavaliers, who they almost beat without Kawhi Leonard the other night. And the Pelicans. That Pelicans loss, it stings right now in hindsight. But you look at the Clippers in this one, they do remain the 8th seed, but they pull within half game of the Warriors, and they also inch closer to the Grizzlies, who lost against the Boston Celtics. But you got to talk about Zubac. I mean, he is having himself just a phenomenal season. He is one of the most underrated centers, in my opinion. He's one of the best bigs. When you talk about the premier bigs in the NBA today, you got to start mentioning Zubac's name more. I mean, how many times has he come up in a big way for this Clippers team? In a big way on the glass. 18 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists. The reason why the Clippers were able to win this game, and the Clippers are actually 4-0 when he grabs 20 boards this season. So he has just been so great to watch. The connection he's had all season long with James Harden. We got to start giving Zubac his flowers. I know a lot of Clippers fans have, but I'm talking about more of like the outside media and people truly recognizing Zubac as one of the best bigs in the game because he's that. So the Clippers, you know, they got their help from their main guys, their regular guys, as even Harden. I know he didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but he had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 steals, 2 blocks. So he absolutely stuffed the stat sheet. He continues to play some of his best basketball. I mean, this is just a marvelous James Harden season for what he's been able to do. And it's actually the 3rd time in his career he's recorded that kind of line. Get this, only other players to do it that many times were Michael Jordan, who did it 12 times, and Charles Barkley, who did it 3 times. That is per Tomer Azarli. So James Harden, I mean, he continues to impress. He was just 1 of 6 from 3, but still able to impact the game in more ways than one. And even Kawhi Leonard, he didn't shoot the ball well. 8 for 22, 0 of 6 from 3. But he did have 21 points after sitting out the Clippers' previous game against the Cavaliers. And I'm okay with Kawhi sitting that game out. You got to get Kawhi ready for the playoffs. That's what it's all about. So if the Clippers play very cautiously with Kawhi, obviously they were going to play him in a back-to-back situation. They decided this back end of the back-to-back was more important for him to play. They got to do what they got to do. So I am not worried about that or upset that he didn't play. You got to get Kawhi primed and ready for when it counts in the postseason. So I would only imagine that's going to be the Clippers' approach in their final set of games here. As you look at even going back to that game against the Cavaliers, guys, I didn't do a video after that one, but I was genuinely impressed. The Clippers, I mean, you talk about them battling tooth and nail with the Magic in this one and getting the win. They battled tooth and nail with the Cavs, and they nearly got that win in Cleveland. That was such a tough game for them, just the circumstances without their best player on the road, going up against the best team in the East, but they nearly pulled that one out thanks to Norman Powell at 34 points. He really played exceptionally well. James Harden had 24. You look at it, 7 players finished in double figures. Bogdanovic, he had 16, talking about that Cavaliers game. So I was really impressed with that. And then you go to this one in Orlando, unfazed, take care of business. It just tells you that this Clippers team, they're all about business right now. They're not playing with their food. They're going out there with the goal of, hey, we got to win these games because we're going to try our best to get into this top 6. And I do think the Clippers are going to end up in the top 6. Before I get more into that, I do want to quickly shout out BetUS TV for powering today's video. Guys, if you're looking for more sports content, NBA content, BetUS TV has you covered. They got great content that you need to check out, and go and follow them on X and also on YouTube at BetUS TV. Special thanks to them for powering today's content. So the Clippers, you look at their remaining schedule, they got 7 games left. They got the Pelicans, the Mavericks again, the Spurs, before they wrap up against the Rockets, Kings, and Warriors. So what really stands out to me is that the Clippers could very well win their next 4 games here, because there is no reason why they should lose against the Pelicans, who shut some guys down. The Mavericks, they're probably going to be more challenging than you would expect if AD plays, but I expect the Clippers to win both those games. It is a back-to-back set, so again, Kawhi's probably just going to play one of those games, but I still expect the Clippers to win both. Let's just say they split. I don't think it's the end of the world, but then you're going to beat the Spurs. The Spurs are clearly tanking before you meet the Rockets, and that's the matchup that you want Kawhi to play in. And I would assume that in that situation, the Clippers are going to sit out Kawhi for the Spurs game on the 8th before they play him in that game on the 9th. And then you end with Kings and Warriors. Of course, the Warriors is the big one, because that game to close out the season on April 13th could have major playoff implications. I mean, in all likelihood it is. But I think for the Clippers, what really is probably going to help them is the Memphis Grizzlies. They might end up being the team to fall back. The Golden State Warriors, they've been playing really well with Jimmy and Steph both in there. But with the way the Grizzlies are kind of falling backwards a bit, they just fired their head coach. It looks like they're going the other way. I think the Clippers are going to be able to leapfrog the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. And I think at the end of the day, you're looking at a shuffle between the Clippers and Warriors for that 5th, 6th seed. They could still realistically catch the Lakers, but 2.5 with 7 games left is going to be tough. But I think for the Clippers, 4 is definitely still up there. So yeah, 4 to 6. I mean, that's what it's looking like. But I think more realistically, I could see the Clippers getting into that 5th or 6th seed and the Grizzlies falling out and into the play-in with the Timberwolves, and the Clippers kind of replace them. So that's what I see. That's why it was a big occurrence with the Clippers winning this game and the Grizzlies losing against the Celtics. But of course, that's what the Clippers are looking at down the stretch here. They need the Lakers to lose, the Grizzlies to lose, the Warriors to lose, the Timberwolves to lose, and they got to win themselves. So let me know your thoughts, Clippers Nation. How you feeling about the Clippers and what's been standing out to you during their run here, where they have been playing overall really good basketball? Drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.